Hello everyone, my name is Liam and I'm bringing you a modding tutorial with Forge for Minecraft 1.3.2 on how to make a new toolset. This tutorial will include aspects of configuration files, enums, recipes, the language registry and sprite indexing. So first of all, to get started, we need to create a new file, not through there, through here, new class. We'll put in the package of tutorials and then we will name it tutorials core.java. Now first, to get started with modding in Forge, you need to type this annotation above your class definition, and inside these brackets we're going to put name equals tutorials core, comma, mod ID equals tutorials core, and version equals 0.1 alpha Minecraft 1.3.2. And next, to make your modern SMP mod, you need to put @network mod client side required equals true, server side required equals false. Then just import everything. Then down inside your class definition, we're going to type @instance tutorials core, and underneath we're going to write public static tutorials core, name it instance and end it, import. Then next we need to use the proxy feature of Minecraft Forge, which allows you to separate server and client resources. So to do that, all you need to do is put sided proxy, then in our brackets here we put client side equals tutorials dot client proxy, and server side equals tutorials dot common proxy. Alright, can't hit this, there we go. And underneath that we're going to write public static common proxy, and we're going to name this proxy object. Now we're going to get an error here because common proxy doesn't exist yet. We'll create it in a minute. Then we're going to need, for this tutorial, create the integer variables for our item IDs. So what we're going to put is public static int spade ID, pick ID, sword ID, and axe ID. And just underneath we're going to do the same but with items, so public static item tut spade tut pick tut sword and tut axe. Just import item. Right, now we need to create our tool material. So this is going to be an enum. So we're going to write public static enum tool material. I'm going to name this tmat. I'm going to say equal to enum num helper dot add tool material. We're going to name it tut mat. For harvest level, if I'm right, diamond is 3, so we'll put this as 2. Maximum users, let's just put 3000. Efficiency 7F. Damage, let's put that at 1.5 hearts. And enchantability, let's just put that at like 10. Now that that's done, we can import enum tool material. Then right underneath it, we're going to put at init. Then we're going to write our initialization method, which is the load method from modloader, so public void init. For the parameter, we're going to put fml initialization event. We're going to name this evt. Right down here, just import stuff. We're going to write proxy object dot register render information. This method has not been created yet. We're going to create it later. And we need to do this. We're going to have to set each item to their own items. So equals new item tutorial speed. We're going to pass in the ID and our material, our enum tool material. Just copy and paste that. Top pick equals new item tutorial pickaxe. Pick ID, no sword, no axe, and this one will be sword. This one will be axe, and then we'll set these to the correct variables. Right. Now next we need to make the register. We're going to have to register recipes for our items. So to do that, we're just going to put game registry dot add recipe new item stack tut speed 1. We're going to put a new object array, and this with a semicolon. Import item stack, and now we're going to put character dot value of the hashtag. We're going to put block dot dirt. Import block, and then I'm going to copy this 3 more times, and we're back. I just had to go do those off camera, otherwise it would be too time consuming. Right, now we need to add names for our items to the language registry. So we're going to put language registry dot add name. We're going to say tut speed. We're going to name this tutorial speed. So now we copy that 3 more times for the other items. Tut pick, tutorial pickaxe, tutorial sword, tutorial axe. Set these tut axe and tut sword. Now these next few lines of code are going to differentiate depending on what you have in your text files, but for mine I'm going to put tut sword.set icon index to 0, so the first 16 by 16 square in my text file. I'm going to copy this 3 more times. Import next one, tut spade. Tut pick and tut axe. Then we're going to write 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to create 2 more methods, the post init method, which we won't be using, but it's always good to have this in your mod file. Public void post init fml initialization event evt import. And this method we do need, this is where we're going to set our IDs. What am I doing? Public void pre-init fml pre initialization event evt import, and then here we're just going to write new configuration handler, going to pass in evt as a parameter. So now we're all done in our tutorials core.java file. Now we need to go down here to where I have this package, tutorial.handlers. I'm going to name this configuration handler. And for the constructor, public configuration handler, fix an fml pre initialization event, I cannot spell today, evt import, I probably spelled it wrong, apparently not. And in here we're going to write configuration, going to name it CFG and say equal to a new configuration evt.get suggested configuration file. We're going to enter try and catch. Going to catch any exceptions. Then if there is one, we're going to log it with Forge mod loader. So fml log.log level.severe. Format will be the error, and the data will be mod name has had a problem loading its configuration file. And then we're going to add a finally block, and we're going to say cfg.save. And here we're going to put cfg.load, and we're going to say tutorials core dot spade id equals cfg.get. For our category, we're going to use a custom category. We're going to write tutorial items. The key representing this value will be tutorial spade, and the default value, we're going to put this at 4000. Then we're going to get the integer. Now I'm going to copy this 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Name this tutorial pickaxe. Pick ID, sword ID, axe ID. This one will be tutorial sword. This one will be tutorial axe. Both the IDs are just going to go 1 on each one: 4001, 4002, and 4003. That should be all for that file. Now we need to create our tutorial, our item file. So in tutorials.common, create a new class named item tutorial spade. Pardon me. Extends item spade. Say item shovel. No. Apparently I found it now, but that's weird. We're going to add the constructor, and in here we're going to put this dot set item name tutorial spade, and this dot set texture file to tutorials core dot proxy object dot items underscore png. Right, we're back. That should be all for this file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over into here, modding hub tutorials, and I've already got some preset code for all of those. So I've got the axe, pickaxe, and the sword. This is just to save time. Common tutorials, common. Just paste those in here. All source code will be available in the description. Refresh all of this. Should all be getting errors. Right, that's fine. Now in our common package, we're going to have to create a new class named common proxy. This will have to implement GUI handler. Import that. Add the unimplemented methods. Down here I'm just going to put client stuff. Everything down here will be filled in on the client proxy, but will be empty in here. So public void register render information. That's all. No, that's not all that's needed. Up here we're going to write public static string blocks underscore png. We're going to set that equal to /tutorials /resources /blocks dot png. Now we're going to copy this and do the exact thing for the items png file. Rename this to items, and the same here. So all we need to do for our common proxy, in tutorials.client we're going to create a new Java file, name it client proxy, and have it extend the common proxy we had. Import it. Extends common proxy. Import tutorials.common proxy. Don't know why it wouldn't do it itself. We could try add override to override the register render information. Public void register render information. In here we're just going to write Minecraft Forge client dot preload texture blocks PNG and Minecraft Forge client dot preload texture items.png. Now that should be mostly fine. Import that. Still getting some errors. Just have to import some stuff into there. And everything should be working fine. I'm just going to come into MCP, jars, bin, open up my Minecraft.jar. I'm going to add the texture files. X that off, come back down here, hit play. That should be all we need to do. What's happening? Oh, project clean. For some reason this keeps happening for me. Forge mod loader can't find files it needs. Right, now we're going to create new world. Going to turn this down a little bit when it loads. Right, we spawn with no trees around us. That's not useful. Ah, there's a tree. So let's just run over there. Get some wood for a crafting table. Yeah, I'm running slow. My computer's pretty decent, but Minecraft, Java in general, is a memory hog, so let's create a crafting table. Let's get a piece of dirt and make our spade. There we go. And it works just as we set it to. Let's just get some extra dirt here for the other items. Now let's get a pickaxe, a sword, and an axe. I know the textures are terrible. So the axe works fine. The pickaxe works fine. And the sword, I don't like hitting the dogs in this game because they own you. The sword works just fine. This guy over here mad at me? Yes, he is. Fear my terrible sword. It's red and orange, a little bit pink. So that is a tutorial on how to create a new tool set with Minecraft Forge or Minecraft 1.3.2. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.